Andrew Tucker, and welcome to Andrew Tucker World. What's going on, all my boxing fans? What's going on, all my great people? What's going on, all my boxing fans? You know, tomorrow is a great fight. Tomorrow will be a great fight taking place. Tomorrow will be a great fight. I believe it will be a war. I just want y'all to know, don't sleep on Joe Smith. You know, don't sleep on Joe Smith. Joe Smith is a very, very strong and dangerous boxer puncher. Some people say he's just a puncher. Some people say that Joe Smith Jr., the WBO light heavyweight champion, that he's only just a puncher. That he's not just a puncher, he can actually box. He showed me that that he can box when he went up against Artur Beterbiev, the WBA light heavyweight champion. The WBA light heavyweight champion. He showed me that he can box against him. You know, he showed me against certain fighters that he can box. He's just not this big puncher. He's just not this big puncher, you know, that load up on big shots to try to get you out and then knock you out. You know, he does have a jab. He can throw a 1-2. He can move. You know, he can use head movement when he wants to use head movement. He can use footwork when he wants to use footwork. He can laterally, I can't even say it. He can laterally move. If he wants to pivot, he knows how to pivot. You know, he knows how to get out of range if he has to get out of range. You know, he can be a lateral mover. You know what I mean? He can get in position and get out of position. You know, I've seen him do these things. You know, I hope he perfect his defense. That's the only thing I'm worried about. I hope he perfect his defense, and he would have to move his head a lot. He have to perfect his defense and do a good job at avoiding big body shots coming from Artur Beterbiev. Or you can say Artur Beterbiev, but I'm gonna just say Artur Beterbiev. Joe Smith Jr. has the will to win. I believe Artur Beterbiev has the will to win. He's a strong, hard-hitting boxer puncher. If you ask me who's slightly the better technician between the two, who's slightly the better technical fighter between the two. See, they both are technical brawlers. They both are counter punchers, big punchers. They both are boxer punchers. If you ask me who is slightly the better technician, slightly the better skilled fighter between the two, I would honestly favor Artur Beterbiev, or you can say Artur Beterbiev. You can slightly favor him. I guess he sets his shots up a little better. He mixes the way he mixes up his attack. Body head. The relentlessness, the effective aggressiveness, the pressure. If Joe Smith Jr. can't keep Artur Beterbiev from coming forward, if he can't stop him in his tracks, and if he does, if his power, because we know that Artur Beterbiev has a strong, a hard head, and a very monstrous and very powerful, strong chin. If he can't stop him from coming forward, he's in trouble. It could slightly be a repeat of what Artur Beterbiev, or you can say Artur Beterbiev, it could be similar. It could be very similar to what he did against Marcus Brown. It can be a repeat of what happened when he went up against Marcus Brown. Marcus Brown, a great boxer, a good fighter. Take nothing away from him. He's a little stubborn, but he didn't necessarily have the power, and his punches wasn't hard enough to keep Artur Beterbiev from coming forward and being aggressive, coming on with pressure, overwhelming him with big power shots. So, if Joe Smith Jr. doesn't have the power, if his power is not great enough, or he's not hitting him hard enough to get his respect, or to keep him from coming forward, to keep him honest, then he's in trouble. I look at the relentlessness, the pressure. Also look at the ferociousness, the grit, and the toughness of Artur Beterbiev. Artur Beterbiev is a machine, is a monster. Joe Smith Jr. is a dangerous, strong light heavyweight as well. And I believe that he's going to be looking to make it very challenging and very competitive. It's going to be a very challenging, I believe, until it lasts, because I can see somebody getting knocked out. I can honestly see somebody's getting knocked out. So it's going to be very challenging and competitive while it lasts, but somebody's getting knocked out. I can see a knockout. Does Joe Smith Jr., with accumulation of punches, breaking down, can he break down the older fighter in Artur Beterbiev? Can he break him down with accumulation of punches? Could he slightly outbox him? Could he break the older fighter down? Will age show up in the fight? Will the age of Artur Beterbiev show up in the fight? Will we see a slight decline in Artur Beterbiev that could slightly give Joe Smith Jr. the edge? Could we see a slight decline? Could we see a slight decline? I believe they will both be in great shape. I believe they both are in great shape. They both will be prepared mentally and physically for this war, for this battle. I feel it would be a few filling out rounds, then they start to come on strong. But if I had to lean towards a winner, I lean towards the slightly better skilled fighter, the slightly better skilled technician. And I have to say that's Artur Beterbiev, or Artur Beterbiev. Artur, I'm sorry. But it's going to be a great fight. You cannot look past, do not look past Joe Smith Jr. And I know we can't look past Joe Smith Jr. if Artur Beterbiev is not looking past Joe Smith Jr., then we shouldn't be looking past Joe Smith Jr. Because that's a tough fight. That's a very tough fight for him. And a dangerous fight for him, I believe, as well. Because I believe that Joe Smith have the power with accumulation of punches to break him down, stop him, maybe stop him late. But if anybody gets stopped, I can honestly say, and if anybody will, it's going to be broken. I go to the fighter that's going to go that's going to push a little harder, that's going to go a little deeper, and that's Artur Beterbiev. So I look at Artur Beterbiev, which I don't see going to the decision, but maybe unanimous decision or late round technical knockout, maybe the 9th, maybe the 10th round. But an upset can happen. Joe Smith Jr. could win this fight by knockout. But it's accumulation of punches to wear him down, to break him down, tire him out, gas him out. But it's going to be a war. Any one of these fighters can win the fight, but I got Artur Beterbiev. Andrew Tucker World. I'm out. Much love and respect.